Look. What? Look what we got. The whole quarter pound solid Bondo. And it's rotted out right here. There's more Bondo than steel on there, dude. You got rust over here in these corners. This is rotting. This whole thing's right here.
Okay, great.
Okay. No, I'm not done with that, Wes. I had to make this corner right here. Cover it up. I'm gonna weld it down, grind it. You won't even know it's there. What a fucking mess. I can't believe you want to restore this, dude. This is just beyond.
Listen, I'm past that stage, right?
What are you talking about?
I'm past the stage of am I doing or not doing?
Okay. And I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to
get fucking deep in the water. Someone's doing take it to the scrapyard.
Exactly. Once I get that done, then I think we'll be all right, dude. All right.
Okay.
See that corner? Yeah. Look at down here, dude. We got to cut this out. We got to get that parts car. We might have to cut this section of this frame off. It's rusted all the way back here, dude. And then once we get all that done, then I can come over here. I'm going to cut this section off. And then I got to grab that section that you see sitting over there on the wall. See that V looking thing? That's where that goes. I sure hope you like this fucking car, because I'm going to tell you what, I cannot see how this car is worth this kind of money, dude. I really can't. Look at the light right here. Look at the light. You can see all the Bondo in that quarter panel. See how warped and shit. The reason I started on this side is because this is the worst side. When we get over on the other side, it shouldn't be as bad. Alright. Trying to do the best deal I can, okay, dude?
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So what we were talking about is this mess right here. I actually found a quarter panel in Pennsylvania, upstate Pennsylvania, for $800 plus shipping. This is just rot. It's just rot junk. You can see all the Bondo here, and if you kind of look at the light, I don't know if you can. Let's try to follow the light down here and see. You can just see it's just crap. I mean, what else can we say? So we're going to go ahead and get that quarter panel, but we will not be replacing it all the way up unless it's just rotted out where we have to. And actually, the new quarter panel is a full NOS quarter panel. It comes all the way to the door jamb, so when we get the quarter panel here, we'll figure that out. We'll go ahead and set the rocker panel where it's supposed to be, and the only way we can do that is by using this measurement here. We know that this is factory, and we know that it sits in there. Real situation over here, a real situation, but we'll get it taken care of. Before we go, I want to show you the piece we're talking about. This is a unibody car, and I think we already went over this, but this is actually part of the uniframe construction that holds the car together. And you can see how rotted out it is versus that piece over there. That's what we have to replace, that section right there. We have to take that whole section of that frame section off and graft it into this section right here. So yeah, and then I was showing Mr. Pollock This section right here, you can see where it's rotted out. We're going to have to cut part of the frame off of the other vehicle outside and then graft it into this section right here. I've been posting this video set on Mercedes Benz forum, and a lot of people think that I'm just trying to advertise my videos so you can watch them and I can get hits on them. Well, let me tell you how these forums work. Forums are mostly full of Mr. Know-it-alls that think they know everything. And the reason I am posting this video set on that forum is because I don't think people out there know the magnitude of what a restoration is. Did you hear Mr. Majestic? Did you hear what he said? He said, I think that I have gone above and beyond not restoring the car. I got to keep going because now I got so much money in it and so much investment that giving up now would basically put me in the hole and I would lose all the money. I'm still at the point saying you're ahead of the game still. Maybe you ought to quit and give up and go another route as far as like doing this to this car. So anyway, we're going to keep working on it and hopefully get somewhere soon. All right, we got a couple of Mr. Majestic's guys up here. What we're going to do now is we're going to hang the door on the Mercedes because we just got done screwing the rocker panel on. Yeah, that's a lot of Bondo. We got to replace it. Junk, junk. What do you think of this car, bud? Do you think it's worth it?
No.
No, it's not.
Since I started,
Go ahead and tell everybody that it's not worth it.
It's not worth.
It's not worth it. But you know what? It's his car. Mr. Majestic's right and we're wrong.
Yeah.
So we're going to get this door on here. Now what the door's going on for is so we can line the rocker panel up and all the gaps match. It's not going to be easy, but we're going to do it.
No.
It's going to be a nice, easy job. And
Nobody...
There you go. Bring it on over here. There it is, right? No, bring it down. Hold on. Right there. Because this only goes on one way, bud.
Yeah.
But you got to get the door open enough so you can... Okay, hold it right there. You want to get the door adjusted. Hold it right there. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens here. Let's see, guys.
You got a boy in?
Let's see. Looking good, huh? You see that
Yeah.
rocker panel doesn't look good over here. See?
Yeah, that's the way.
See that gap? Big
Well,
gap. But the body line still needs to come up a little bit. Look.
Yeah, that's easy to adjust.
It looks pretty good right there. I think we're going to leave it like that, and then now I can adjust the rocker panel. See?
Yeah, lift it up.
See what I'm saying? Now I can roll that up to where it's supposed to go. I mean, we don't know what kind of gaps down there. We don't know. Okay? You know, he brings the car to me in a million pieces, and when you don't have everything that's right, what are you supposed to do? Your head's right in the way, buddy. Let's get out of the way there. But look at what we got here. Go ahead and close that. Let me show you all a little trick. See what we got here? Look how big the gap is here. And as you ride down the rocker, you can see it looks pretty good down there. So the door is hanging where it's supposed to be. I got to raise this side up a little. So we're going to go ahead and get that up in the air where it's supposed to be, and then I think we're going to be all right. What do you think? It looks pretty good right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, we'll leave that door on there. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, my friend.
Alright, see you later, friend.
Only today. We'll see you later. How's it going up there at the suspension?
Mr. Majestic team.
How's the suspension doing?
It's going good. Oh, we need one of the brackets to hold the bushing for the sway bar on the front end.
On the front end.
Remember the 4 brackets that holds the bushing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's missing one.
Okay, I got it over here. Don't worry.
You got it over here? Okay.
And when you buy the new stuff, it should have it.
Because we're gonna sandblast it and get it painted.
Okay. Well, we might have to take it off the other car.
All right.
We'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
All right. So now that the door's on, we can adjust our rocker panel where we need it, and I think we'll be in business. So just for shits and giggles and curiosity reasons, let's go out in the back and let's look at the parts car. And let me get my tape measure. And we're gonna go ahead and see what the gap on that one looks like on the bottom of the rocker panel and see if we're even coming close to what we really need to do. So here's our original parts car right here. And I wanna see what that rocker panel gap is on that. And it's actually shown to be pretty tight, to be honest with you. And if you look right there, yeah, that is a very tight gap on that. So we're going to have to work on that vigorously to get this thing where it's supposed to be and get that gap closed up like it's supposed to be. It actually shows that the gap on the rocker panel is almost exactly the same as the gap going around the fender gap and the door gap. It looks like it's all an even gap all the way around. So now that we got that visually pictured in our head, we can go ahead and start manipulating our way to getting that rocker panel where it's supposed to be. Now I did find out that the rocker panel that we have is an aftermarket rocker panel. It's not an original Mercedes rocker panel, but that particular rocker panel. Now he claims that the right-hand rocker panel is a factory OEM and I shouldn't have as much problems with it. So hopefully we're going to get all this working and it'll all fit together and we can get down the road with this thing. But I'm going to be honest with you. The money that this guy is spending to have this car done, I've had comments on there said, who gives a shit how much it costs? You're making money. You know, I am making money. And I appreciate that. But the problem that you have is he's spending a lot of money and I'm trying to tell him that, you know, you can buy a car like this cheaper than what you're doing here, but he doesn't care. So I'm just trying to be honest is all I'm trying to do. All right, so let's get back inside and we will get going with this and hopefully have that gap looking like it's supposed to be. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work. Okay, we're taking a little break from the video set. I hope everybody likes what's going on with the Mercedes Benz. Big job going on. Big action, big job. You know, Mr. Majestic wants to fix that thing up. Let him. Okay? It's his deal, not mine. What we got though is we got a package in the mail. We're going to go ahead and share this package with everybody. I normally don't accept gifts, but since this was such a unique and unusual one, we're going to go ahead and open it on film and see exactly what's in it. So, I want to show everybody what it says right there. Okay, it says Dickhead Pete. What else is it? It says professional fucking idiot. And then, of course, it has my address. All right. So, you know, someone out there really loves my friend Pete to actually insult me that way, you know, through the United States Mail Service, Postal Service. Let's open it up and see what we got. Okay, let's go ahead and open our package up and see what kind of action we got going here with our faithful fan out there that calls me a dickhead and a professional fucking idiot. We're going to be very careful as we open this up, and we see that it is a box. The Dawn. Divine Delegation. Okay. I don't know what these are. Are these cigars? I can't smell nothing. Yeah. Let's see what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know. So what I'm doing now, and this is where our parts car comes into play is I'm actually taking the parts off of the parts car that you can't purchase today in today's market. And the part that we are working on here, and what I'm doing is I am drilling out all the spot welds. And let me go ahead and tell you this, okay, because I got to make this real clear. When you're working on a European car, and this, I'm focusing on German-made cars, plan on having a lot of drill bits handy or spot weld cutters, because a German-made car has 2 to 3 times more spot welds on it than a, let's say, American-made car. And the spot welds that they use on there are penetrated probably twice as thick as and when I say that, I mean they're put on there pretty super duty where it's one piece of metal. So let me show you what I'm working on, and then you'll kind of get the idea of what we're talking about here. This is actually the driver's side front floor out of our parts car, and we still got to worry about this situation right here. I don't know what we're going to do, because this is the only piece we got that's even workable to use, but we'll get to that later. What we do have is this piece right here, and this is actually a main structure of the unibody. This is a floor brace. And on our car that we're working on, you can clearly see that this one is rotted to the core. This part of the brace, which actually goes up in here, and I've already showed you that, that just completely fell off and is rotted to nothing. And then look right here what we got. I mean, this is an unusable piece. Now, if we look down here, this one here on the right-hand side is in a lot better condition than the left-hand, but I'm speculating by the time we rip that floor out and get everything done and going on the right-hand side of the car, that we will probably end up replacing this as well. You can see where it's already rotted down here on the end, and we're not going to go ahead and patch that up. I mean, we got the other piece. It's over here on the floor. You can see it right there, and it's in super clean condition. So we will do the same thing on the right-hand side of the car as we're doing on the left-hand side of the car. The real question is, this is what this whole video is about, is this car, being a 1976 model, really worth the extreme extension that we are taking this thing to make this a semi-concourse restoration? Now what you're looking at here is you're looking at rough welds, you're looking at unfinished products, all right, but you're looking at the way rust repair is done. And I mean, we still got to find this panel. I went out to the parts car, and of course it's different because it's a diesel, so I'm in the process of finding this back panel. I actually found one on eBay, and the guy's trying to make me a deal on it. And then I also found a lower section right here, and it's an aftermarket piece, but we need this section right here. You can see where it's rotted, all right? And then look at the floor. That's the bottom of the floor. You don't actually see those until after you put it on one of these type of machines and really look it over. I didn't know the floor was rotted. I didn't even know that that was rusted out. And that's what you're looking at. So, you know, the guy wants to fix the car. He wants to get to the craziness of the attitude that says, I want this car. Nothing's going to stop me to have this particular car when he could buy one. That's fine. That's fine with me. If he wants to do this car, then let's do it. But you know what? It's getting a little bit ridiculous, because I've been working on this thing now for possibly a month, and I'm still working on the left-hand side of the vehicle. When is it time to say, look, dude, you've got more money in this thing than it would cost to buy 2 of them already done? When? Now, I want to go ahead and explain, I don't have a full month of 8 to 10 hour days working on this. When I say a month, I'm working on it off and on, couple hours a day, getting her done, all right? Now, the rocker panel looks really good right here. Look how this is, okay? We still have to spot weld that on, hammer and dolly it, blah, blah, blah. But when we get over here in the front, look at this action. look at this action right here. That doesn't even roll around and fit down here. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to actually modify this piece. I'm gonna have to cut this section off, put this down here, and then add some metal in there, because that is an aftermarket piece that he purchased. Now he claims that the other one is a factory OEM NOS part, so we're gonna find out when we put it on. But the body line really came out good on this, and I'm really happy with the way the gap came out, and the car is starting to look good. So we do got an NOS quarter panel coming. He didn't want to buy it. He was whining, bitching, and complaining because he had to spend $1,250 on a fucking quarter panel. You know, that's the situation you got, Mr. Majestic. If you're watching this video, Mr. Majestic, open your fucking eyes and pay attention. Mr. Majestic wanted me to use used parts on there. We actually found a used quarter panel, and I had to sit there for 2 hours and explain to him why you don't want to use used quarter panels on a German-made car. And it all goes back to the spot welding. Remember in the beginning of this little section here, I told you that German cars have 10 times more spot welds than your average Joe car? Well, when you're working with thin sheet metal, such as the quarter panel on this, and that thing's got 600 spot welds in it, I'm going to show you what happens. Even if you drill them out properly and take them out and take your time, this is what happens to a car like this when you're working on it. Now, once again, before I show you this, just to show you where we're looking at the car sideways. All right, this being the front, that being the back. This is the left side of the car, right side on the bottom. And then we're looking at the floor. We're going to go into the corner of that rear fender well there. I want to show you what happens even if you drill the spot welds out, and because there's so many of them, you can't see them all. I'm going to show you what happens, and this is what happens when you're using used parts. And when I say used stuff, I'm talking about sheet metal. Sheet metal is very thin. Frame structure is very thick. Do you see the difference? Look what happens with sheet metal when you're working with it. Look at that. Okay, it rips, it breaks, it tears. And when you're working on a German-made Mercedes Benz, let's walk into that. I'm going to show you what happens. And I drilled all these spot welds out and still had a nightmare getting this little piece off without ruining the floor of the vehicle. So when we walk into it, I want to show you right there. I'm zooming in. Look at that action right there. Look at that. Okay, I drilled all the spot welds out. You can see how many there were, and still there was more metal holding that little piece on, and I couldn't take it out without basically ripping it out. And now I'll have to go in there and hammer and dolly that and weld all that up and make it look presentable for the customer, and so it doesn't have water leaks as well. And that's one reason that you want to shy away from used sheet metal. Now there is incidences where you can use used sheet metal. Okay, I'm not telling you that, don't ever use used sheet metal. But in a situation where you've got quarter panels that are rotted, no, you don't. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, working on Nightmare. Getting her done, my battery's going dead. I gotta let you go. Let me get this out. We're gonna come back, we're gonna check it out, and hopefully you're learning from this experience. Take it easy. So, we're gonna go ahead and carefully open this up because, the guy said I was a professional dickhead, and he also called me a professional idiot. So we're going to be careful opening this because, you get stuff in the mail and you got to be really, really careful opening stuff up. So, here we go. Let's see. Okay, look what we got. Alright, well, we got it right there. That's it. So, whoever lives at this address right here, okay, can we get there? We go. Okay, so whoever lives in San Diego, California, decided to send me that in the mail because he said I'm that in the mail, and I guess I'm not doing my job, people. I guess my friend Pete, what did he call me? He called me Dickhead Pete, professional fucking idiot. Okay. We're going to go ahead and thank this guy for this. I don't think I'm going to be eating that, but yeah, that was quite a treat. Thank you very much, whoever you are that lives in San Diego, California, in Suite 1209. You're a great guy, or whoever you are. What can I say? That was an exciting situation. Let's get back to the video. I think that's more exciting. And hopefully, our fan mail will keep coming. If you get the idea. We're going to have to get out the creative cursing book on this. Okay, so, you know, I know YouTube's not going to like this, but, you know, my friend Pete's going to have to throw it out there. So we're going to go ahead and do a little retaliation for Suite 1209 in San Diego. And I'm going to throw some stuff out to this guy. Okay, here we go. Here's one. Scum junk. Okay, you're scum junk, buddy. Okay, that's not good enough. Let's see here. Here we go. Okay, we got a good one here. Fetus junkie. Okay, you're a fetus junkie, pal. Alright? Creative cussing. Okay? You know, let's not use the norm. Alright, let's get real creative about it. Fetus junkie. If anybody knows what that is. Here we go. Let's get this one here down. Okay, that's not working out too good. Let me find one more, and then we gotta get back to the video. Okay, because, you know, here's one that might go with this situation right here. Dick Dangler. Alright? I might be Dickhead Pete, but you're Dick Dangler. Take it easy, guy, out there in San Diego, and hopefully, you know, the fan mail will keep coming. It'll keep coming. Back to the video, please. Back to the video. Thank you. Thank you. Now you kind of see where we're going here with the situation on getting this car done. Let's do a quick walk around on it and see what we got. So I'm a little bit happier with the situation now that we basically got the left side almost completed. What we did is we extensively replaced the whole floor plan on the left side of the car. This brace right here, if you remember, I cut that one out. I still got to weld that up here. We finally got our rocker panel in. The body line came out really nice. I'm really happy with that. We got a quarter panel coming from Pennsylvania. It's an NOS quarter panel. The owner, Mr. Majestic, found one online stating that he wanted to get that one. It was a used one. And I told him, well, if you get used, this is what happens. I think I already went over that. So that's on its way, but we're not going to go ahead and do the quarter panel. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and flip over to the other side. And you can see the other side is rusted and rotted, but believe it or not, it's not as bad as the left side. Remember I had to replace all that in there? Remember that? Okay, well, what's going to make the right side easier is that we already got parts that he purchased, NOS parts that he purchased. That's going to make the job a lot easier, and it's going to come out a lot quicker, and it should look a lot nicer. So the next thing I got to do to finish up the left-hand side is I got to put the seat tracks in. And here's one of the seat tracks right here. We'll go ahead and clean that up really nice and get it back into the car. I'll probably have to hand sandblast that to make sure that it's in good working order. And then let's see where we at. Here we are right here. This is one of the seat brackets, believe it or not. And then this one right here where somebody pop riveted that, I'm suggesting that it was probably rotted out. Now this piece here, I don't know why I was keeping it. Oh, probably for that little tab right there. I got to figure out where that little tab goes, so I got to play monkey man here and try to figure out where this piece went in the car. And I'm thinking that's probably for the gas pedal. Remember when we first started this is a piece that actually goes behind here and inside here, and it goes all the way over to here, out to here. And this is basically what was left of the original one. And then if you look back here, you can kind of see the piece I'm talking about. Yeah. So we're moving along on the Mercedes. It's looking really, really well. We're actually taking two cars and making one. The journey of this type of job is very extreme. I would not suggest anybody out there to try this if you don't have all the proper tools. And of course, if you look right here, heavy equipment. Big equipment and the right tools will get you down the road on it. But I'm going to be honest with you, this is a bitch. A real nightmare of a bitch. I think the car is going to be savable now. I think we're going to be able to actually save this car from the scrap iron yard and hopefully be seeing it eventually soon down on the ground. So our parts bin is getting smaller. It doesn't look like it, but it is. What's this piece right here? This is something I need to keep, I guess. I better check that out. And I might have to replace, actually this is the inside of the other car. Okay, we're not going to get rid of that yet. That's actually from the parts car. So we'll keep that. This piece right here, okay, his is gone. This is out of the parts car, and I'm going to have to make that. I will have to make that piece right there. I don't know what it's for, but it's for something, and we got to be able to put that back on the car. All right, come on over here. What's going on? What do you got?
I'm bleeding.
What happened?
I poked
Well, you were smiling about it.
because I had the glove on this hand, because I'm sanding with this hand,
And you get a cut on the
and
hand.
then I get a cut on the other hand.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Exactly.
All right, I got to get back to work. This is Pete. We're getting Mr. Majestic's car done. But do me a favor. Don't fuck with me, Mr. Majestic. If you fuck with me, you come over here, you harass me in any way whatsoever, or you give me shit for no fucking reason, it's coming off of the rotisserie.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.